Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'm going to start a series on Sun Tzu's Art of War, and this is particularly useful for business owners or for professionals who work for themselves, for entrepreneurs, or if you're working from home on your own business or side gig, this is for you. So Sun Tzu's Art of War essentially gives us 36 strategies that we can use to win over our competition. Now, some of them may be a little bit more aggressive tactics than others, but all of them give us the ability to win the war, win the competition. Now, in the old times, this was used in warfare. And nowadays, Sun Tzu's Art of War is very often used in an economic context, in a context of market forces that we need to beat or take over. And it's very, very useful if you need to look at what you need to do to beat your competition. So there are altogether 36 strategies or stratagems, as we call them. And over the next few weeks, I will go through all 36 of them and explain how they apply to you personally and what they mean for you, what you can do, and how you can deploy them. Now, the thing that most people don't know is that we can actually use our Bazi chart to check which of the 36 stratagems apply to us personally or we have most affinity with. Yeah, sometimes it's very easy for us to just deploy the same strategy over and over again to beat our competition, while other strategies just don't really seem to work for us. And this is because we have a natural affinity with some of those 36 strategies based on our Bazi chart. So in order to then use this, first you need to plot your Bazi chart. I have the link here on the screen. I'll also put the link in the description of the video. So you need to plot your Bazi chart. Just put in your date and time of birth. It would be great if you have your time of birth as well. This makes it a little bit more accurate. And then once you've plotted your chart, what we take note of is the following. All animal signs that you have in your chart. All of them, yeah? Some of us have 4 completely different ones. Some of us have duplicates. Maybe you have 2 tigers and 1 goat and 1 ox, or maybe you have all 4 that are the same. That's also possible. So just take notes of the animal signs you have there in the year, the month, the day, and the hour. This is what helps us determine which of the stratagems we have most affinity with. So in this particular case, this person has a tiger, a rooster, a pig, and a horse in the chart. Yeah, so this is what you need to understand. Now, let's have a look at the first stratagem that we are discussing today, and that is the strategy number 1. It's called Fool the Emperor to Cross the Sea. And this is a strategy where you have to create a distraction. Yeah, fool the emperor. You have to create a distraction and fool the opponent. And while they are so focused on whatever diversion you create there, you cross the sea and then land on their shores and take over. Yeah, so this is a very aggressive strategy, but it's also one of the winning strategies, as we call them. So it's also called deceive heaven to cross the sea. The emperor is usually also associated with heaven. So use manipulation and deception to distract the enemy and then take action. Now, this particular strategy is particularly useful if you have the pig and or the snake in your Bazi chart. Yeah, the snake and the pig are considered a clash in Bazi, but that's not so important in this particular context. Check whether you have the snake or the pig, or maybe both in your Bazi chart. If you have both of them in your Bazi chart, then this will work really, really well for you. You have a great affinity with this. If you only have one of them in your Bazi chart, this will still work. You still have affinity with it, but maybe not quite as much as if you had both of them. But in either case, snake or pig in your natal chart, anywhere, This is then one of the strategies that you can use. And we can all use multiple strategies, but this is then definitely one that you can take advantage of. Now, essentially what this strategy means is that you need to kind of hide your real intentions and then launch a surprise attack. Now, in a business context, um, this doesn't necessarily mean that you need to completely attack your competition, yeah. But you need to also ensure that you do something that may distract your client from seeing that you're doing a hard sell. So create an experience, for example, or an event instead of pushing a product. So instead of just doing a hard sell about a product or a service, you could just create a complete experience around this product or the service. And so the client buys into the experience. And in order to make sure to have this particular experience, the client will have to buy the product. Yeah, so create an experience. It's like a the brand image that you need to create, because people buy into a brand more so than just into a product or into a service. They attach personal feelings to it. Yeah, you can also create a community, and this community, then they're all using the same product, they're all using the same service, and people don't like to be left out. So that means that in order to remain part of that community or that tribe that you have created, they need to continuously um, use that product. Apple does this very well. Yeah, so there's a community that only buys Apple products, and they need to keep on buying it to remain relevant. Yeah, so this creates a massive brand loyalty, because they don't just create a product, it's the whole experience of it. So that's what you kind of need to do. You need to distract the client from feeling like they're just buying a product by creating this big, nice experience around it. Yeah. So this is really successful. It's a winning strategy because you win people over. Also, what goes into this is special packaging, for example. So especially if you're offering a product, this doesn't really work so much with a service. But when you have a product, make sure that the packaging during festive seasons or special occasions is really lavish or really outstanding and distracts from the fact that maybe the product itself is very small and insignificant. But because you have this big packaging and lovely wrapping around it, you can charge more money for it than you otherwise would. You can obviously also use a similar tactic by bundling products and services, yeah, and making them more attractive, fudging a little bit with the prices so that the customer doesn't see that they actually pay more, or that certain services and products in that bundle are not really all that useful. Yeah, so this is how a lot of big companies do it. It may sound a little bit unethical or questionable, but look at your own buying behavior. This is exactly what you fall for as well, or a lot of us do at least. Um, so you can also kind of work on how you sell your products, making claims that maybe not all that true. Like, for example, the lowest price. Yeah, make sure that you tout your product as being the one that has the lowest price among all the competition. And maybe it does have the lowest price, but only at a certain time of the year, for example. Yeah, or just create certain free trials around your product. Yeah, a lot of time we sign up for a free trial and it's free for a month, and then we kind of forget about it. If we forget about canceling that particular free trial, and it just kind of then deducts a monthly fee from our credit card, and it's relatively low, so we don't really notice, and we're not really bothered. So this falls under this particular strategy, yeah, to deceive the emperor to then cross the sea. So basically, you've taken over a client's or a customer's buying decision before they've even noticed. Yeah. So this is what works really well for you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, someone who's a professional, self-employed. If you have either the snake or the pig, or maybe both in your chart, then you can try one of these particular scenarios. All right. I hope this was interesting. I hope this helps you a little bit. Next week, we will discuss stratagem number 2 and see who this applies to mostly. If you do have any questions, any comments, please get in touch with me. I'm always happy to hear from you. My contact details are in the notes below. And please do share this video. Subscribe to my channel. I'd be super grateful. And give it a like. I will see you soon.